Okay, part 2. I will wait for some folks to come on and then we'll get started. So in the meantime, let's just do that, and there's my painting there. Here goes my zoom. Not too bad. Did it with a greater touch, right? There we go. A lighter touch, I should say. All right, let me bring that around and get it nice. That'll be good. And we have the smaller picture here. All kinds of pictures. And put that there. Okay. All right, we need a larger pick and a magnifier. Heard I'm on live. I already said that. Okay. All right. Hey, Gary, how are you? Okay. I don't like that shine there. There we go. Off to the side. Wish we could kind of do this wider, but this is the format they give you for live. But I did get a nice zoom. I usually go in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay. So I just want to test something on here. I'm not sure. No, you guys aren't going to be, unless I tilt it. I'll just use the larger one. Works for me, but too much reflection for you guys. Okay, so good evening. Let's see, we got here Dave the Bug Gregory. And first time here live. Welcome. Thanks for jumping on. Hopefully we can have some fun. Landon, hello there. All right. Well, we got about 9 people. I know not everybody comments, and that's fine. You know, for anybody that's a beginner, I mean, that doesn't know what paint I'm using. Let me just get a bottle and okay, so I have the Createx illustration, transparent colors, and they are made, the formula is made to go along with the synthetic paper, Blair synthetic paper. A lot of people know Drew Blair, but there's some that might just be learning about him. And he is a photorealist. He has art schools. He has a lot of art schools, but they're down in the Carolinas. Okay, and yeah, I have permission from him tonight to just show a little bit of the color theory in a box kit, just to get you guys familiar with it, because I always talk about it. Okay, but anyway, the Createx paint, transparent. On here, when you want to erase, put in detail, such as, let's see if we can keep the reflection off here. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, we can. Okay, now look at the top of the mountain. Look at that detail. So what's going on is basically the sky color is the top of the mountain with a little more graying, a little grayer color. But there's a lot of little texture speckles, beautiful whites that go up into the reds and swirl like a tornado into the sky. Okay, and then we have that stringy mozzarella going down the side of the mountain. If you look real close at the big one, you can see some texture that is not, let me see something here for a minute. I know that you can see some detail in the mountain, but it's very little. I'm going to play around with that and make it my own. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be working on. There's repairs and everything like that too. Got a little too heavy-handed over here with this one. So I guess the first thing I'll do is knock that back, and we'll do the classroom in a box in a little bit and get more people on here. All right, so I'm going to use the two different airbrushes tonight. One for the white that I'm using. So that would be the HP SB Plus by Wada. And it is a great airbrush, side bottle, whoops. All right, that's the Terry Hill Silent Air Compressor. And this side bottle, okay. Okay, so the reason why I'll do that, it's just a little easier to have my lighter color just in there waiting for, you know, doing touch-ups and things like that. This is the, I wrote it on an old bottle. This is the 4021 reducer. I bought the big 16-ounce one, so I just grabbed the older bottle, and I'm just going to put a little bit in here. And it reduces it, but it also, it fights off tip dry. It makes my paints last a long time. As far as storing them with the lid, where I can put the lid on them, and I just never had paint last that long. I mean weeks. I might have to adjust it a little bit because, you know, it does sit there. But when I say adjust it, I mean tweak it to push it back to the, maybe the not so much, maybe not the value, the hue might have changed a little. It gets a little bit weird. But okay, so we're gonna take the, hopefully this gun is clean. Yep. We're going to take the HP Plus, and we're going to just put a couple of spots together where we can touch up later. My hose is getting tangled on the desk leg. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little more light over here. So let's get that going. Now this isn't supposed to be white. This is supposed to be just a soft, it's like a blowout off of the really bright. I'll try to move this about a little bit. Okay, so you can see what's going on there. Let's take a shield. I had a really nice one that I cut out, but I don't see it right at the moment, so I'll just use this little guy here, and I will bring it in. Let's see. Let's bring it in and protect that a little bit right there. And we're gonna, we're gonna protect that area just a little bit. We're gonna spark that up a little bit more so it has a shape. There's a nice little shapes here. Then it goes kind of freehand. And wherever you see a harder edge, like right there, I can kind of come in. And this also can get tinted back to a beigey color. But right now, I'm trying to put in, and it goes out a little further, so let's push it out just from a distance. And then we can tint that again. That goes all the way up here. Okay, it's just trying to mimic it a little bit. All right, so let's go slow here and get more done. All right, so obviously, oh good, it didn't damage the, oh boy, that wasn't smart. Some of the tape can rip that right up. I'm gonna knock this one back. So consider what's in my gun here an eraser. It's a off-white. It attacks the blue shift. That's another story. I'll talk to you about learning that stuff from that kit that I'm talking about. I mentioned the Blair kit. So we're going to just kind of take that out a little bit, air dry it. And maybe right here we'll bring back some yellow. Okay, and come in here and reshape. Oh, there's a little blue. There's a little ugliness right there. I made the mistake of putting, what did I put in my orange? I put in blue for my opposite to start to gray it, and I forgot about the yellow. It was a very yellowish orange, that color. I'm sorry. Pointing to the picture, it's not even in the thing. So having said that, I had to deal with the horrible yellow, greenish thing. So they put red in and stuff, but it just still showed up. So right now I want to just kind of come in here, outline that, and push it up. That will get knocked back into a color, but it will be lighter and it will show off as the red goes next to it. So right now we're going to this is the red there, so that's good. I'll just soften that a little. That'll be repainted. Here I went out of the line a little bit. So this is my eraser, remember that. So I'm just gonna keep that in the tornado shape right there. And then I can put the color next to it. All right, so we've got, let's see how we do with a little erasing. And okay, we got about 8 people here. That's good. Maybe we'll talk about the Blair. Who do we got here? Michael, Patty, Stuart. Welcome, Stuart, from across the pond, down under. JC. All right, look at all you guys. So, don't forget to say hi to the bug, Dave Gregory, joining us for the first time. All right. Okay, we got 12 people. Let's talk about Drew Blair's color theory in a box, okay? You can go to his website and you can pick up his, go to School of Realism and then go to the store, or actually, not the store, the actual Classroom in a Box section. All right, so I'm going to first put up, it probably won't fit completely. So it's 5 color wheels you get in the kit, okay? Now, if you notice, the first one is pastel, the lightest version of a color wheel. The true color wheel that we use all the time is right here. This one is still lighter. And then we start going into the darker color wheel that he has so accurate that, you know, you will see when you get the kit, he will take you through using these. I'll turn it this way for him. Nope, we're not going to get nothing that way. So anyway, just know there's 5 color wheels that come with the kit, and it's very, very accurate. Our old color wheel that we used to have, it really was off. The orange was I think a little too yellow. I have it on the wall over there. It says orange down here. I think a Munsell color wheel. Really nice airbrushy look, but it's wrong. So Drew has it corrected. And then he will teach you how to learn to use the color wheel. Not just, oh, well, your opposite of red is green. Not just that kind of stuff. We're talking about making target colors. You're talking about learning stuff that is unbelievable. It's the big color wheel you get in the kit. Probably a bit too big for the camera. Anyway, beautiful color wheel. It's the same thing. You know, you've got all these beautiful hues that go towards the middle, and you can see the colors do what opposites do and things like that. They just go grayer. I'm sorry it's so far away. Let me just pull the camera back a little bit. Okay, so you can see it a little better. Beautiful color wheel. But there's a science behind using it. Accurate. Okay, so you get the 5 color wheels. You'll get a narrated video that will come through a Gmail. You'll get instructions. You'll get Drew in living color, you know, doing samples, explaining color theory in the beginning, taking you on a journey. I'm not going to teach any of it. And these come with it too. And if you want to know what these are, you have to get the kit. The reason why I'm trying to really, I asked Drew for permission because I told him the other night on the phone, I said, listen, I'm always talking about you. You're my favorite teacher. And I want people that really want to know color to get your color theory in a box over the other kits. Because if you don't know a lot about color, why buy the kit that has the cherries or the skull or let's say the tiger, male portrait? You're going to be in trouble. So you want to have the color theory down, okay? Having said that, the 5 color wheel set from light to dark will help you match any color, okay? You get your own exclusive email when you buy the kit, which is not a DVD, and you will own it for life, and you can watch it over and over and over again. So Drew will explain everything in fine detail, and if you don't understand it, you hit rewind. You know, that's how I'm learning to get better and better at matching colors. I've been to his school. I've been to his house. I've been to his first school in North Carolina, which was Wake Forest. I had the privilege of staying right at his house, but he was just launching the school. And then I've gotten to go to his school probably 3 times or whatever, 2 times. I think it was 3. And that was in North Carolina. Anyway, it was whiteboards, and it was a great school, but he was going to build on it. And so the school transitioned into what it is now down in Blair County, Blair, the town of Blair, his ancestral town. Okay, the paper is the synthetic, you'll get paper. So if you do buy a kit that has the tiger, let's say, you're going to get either with paints, that's called the light version, or you're going to get paints, you'll pay a little more, and you're going to get tools like the dowel. Okay, the dowel is to be used when you're in the light stages of spraying. You'll get erasers, aggressive, you'll get, well, it's listed on the website of what. And then you'll get a stencil made of this Mylar of, say, a positive and negative of the tiger. So, but again, if you jump into buying those things beforehand, you might run into a little problem. If you got some color theory down, go ahead, have fun and do a project like an eye or whatever, lips or whatever, but then maybe get the color theory. Okay, so let's see. You can purchase, like I said, with paints or without. And if you're not even looking to do a photorealistic painting, you can't go wrong if you learn the most difficult and hardest, but once you get it, it will be in your brain. You can take it to a motorcycle world, you can take it to the mural world, fine art, of course, and on and on and on. So I won't go on too much longer. I just want to say that I highly recommend the color buffer theory first. Okay, so you'll have it. That information will be built in you. You'll know what to do. You have to have correct lighting. You can't do this without correct lighting. You'll be making mistakes. You have to have, a decent airbrush, and you have to have patience, because it takes a while to learn to mix these colors. These colors start out in the bottle, and you're mixing them with white and other colors, and then they end up being exact colors. But you have to have patience, because you might go round and round in circles trying to match the colors. I'll show you my little test paper here earlier today. Okay, so I was trying to match the colors, and you could see a lot of red here. Believe it or not, one of these values and hues is the correct one. Okay, it's right in here. And over here, there's different. They look so close, but they're not if you're trying to match the photo. If you're not interested in matching the photo, that's fine. You can still take this and run 100 miles with it, okay? Like I said, you'll own it. You won't be disappointed. It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your future, and it will take you to the next level and beyond, okay? And I mean, it's like having Drew in your own art studio. I went down there. When I said goodbye, it was a great class. For 2 weeks we were down there, and we had to leave him behind. I couldn't sneak him in the back of my trunk. He had to stay back there. But anyway, he will be, the DVD will be yours, or it's not a DVD, the email with the email and the video will be yours for life. And then you can add on to it and build a library and get really great schooling, and you'll be very, very happy to do that. I guarantee it. Okay, so, all right, well, we have about 9 people on here. Hopefully many more will hear that. And like I said, the kit has other things in it, which I'm not going to talk about, but he gives you little swatches to work off of to match and stuff. So he gives you samples, and then he shows you how. He takes you on an in-depth journey. One more time for the 5-color wheel. This is so important. He will take you on an in-depth journey that you will not be able to get out of your head. And then when you start seeing the slightest variation of color, like you think you got the orange, but then with his technique of what he's going to show you, you're going to go, ooh, it's not the orange. It's too dark, or it's a little bit too yellow, or whatever. He will help you learn how to use this color wheel. Okay, so there it is, the Drew Blair color theory in the box. Okay, so let's get to painting here. Okay, dokie, we've got a little bit of erasing to do just to find an area here. It's when you spray lightly on this paper, it is, especially when you have the first spray amount on here. In other words, it's going to be the top of the mountain. Let's see, it busts through here. See, this paint was sprayed only a little while ago. And like Drew told me the other night, all your dowel work and your this kind of stuff, you want to do it in the early stages of this paint drying, because it's designed to do that. Otherwise, it gets harder and harder. It starts to really form its, the resin in it and all. It's how Createx made it. Great paint. Been using it for a long time, and it's just a great paint. And it works. Everybody knows I was using the clay board, it doesn't mean I will never use the clayboard again, but certain paintings you can get away with. Can't use the dowel on clayboard. You can't use it because it'll just skate around. But you can use it on this with the fresh paint. And it's better than the x-acto. You can, of course, use the x-acto knife, and you have to learn how. Now, see, right away, the end of the x-acto knife blade is broke off. Real subtle, but it's squared off. So you got to get a new blade, change your blade a lot if you're cutting out stencils, frisket, things like that. Okay, so you guys are talking. We got Steve here. Hey, Steve. I think I saw you, Steve. Nope, somebody else's logo made me think it was Steve. Dave's logo. Just the coloring on there real quick. These things are small. Yes, you will not regret that, Patty. Don't wait too long for the bucket list, because if you really want to enhance your stuff, you got to do it sooner than later. It's just, you won't regret it. That's what I mean. I've been chasing him around since 1984. I didn't know him back then. I hardly knew him. I found out about him, and I saw his work in person, and it was like, okay, all right, this is where Norman Rockwell meets, oh gosh, there's names that I could name, but this is photorealism on steroids. It's just an unbelievable. Okay, so I've got that. I can even break that up a little. I just want to make sure I got a strong white there, a strong white here. Break this up. You can do circles with the eraser, and you can kind of round things off. All right, so we're pretty zoomed in for what it's worth. Got some repair going on here. We've got, what am I going to do now? I'm gonna get out the yellow. Let's see. I have. Okay, I'm gonna get out an orangey color. Actually, that's probably what's going on here. I think there's the yellowish color, and there's no line on the I'll get the bigger one. There's no line where that sky meets the mountain. It just all looks like it goes right together. Oh, I was looking for that little guy yesterday. Yeah, cool. Stay there. Okay, so let's get this. Yeah. See, the sky color just kind of, it looks like there's no edge to the mountain, because it just melts right into the reflection of all that lava and what have you. So, all right, so let's get a little bit of that orange into the areas where it needs it. You can find prices on all his stuff, all Drew's stuff, right on his website, and in depth, what you're going to buy. It's all in depth as far as written out. Scroll down and you'll say, well, what comes in the kit, and then what will you learn? It's all laid out. It's very high quality, including just shopping around, just looking for it. Okay, so let's get a little bit of this orange going here. It's an orangey kind of yellow. Okay, so let's try to put that right there where I kind of did a touch-up. Okay, blended right back in. Now I am going to try this right here. There might not be enough to ward off that blue shift right there. It seems like it's working, so I will stay with it. It's giving me a little trouble. So the back, now that I have a lighter color there, this eraser color will work even better. So it's kind of like just find it, bury it, and bring it back. Air dry it. Okay. So let's get, it's nice to have the two guns, right? So now we can just go right back to that color and repair that. Okay, so that we're trying to get that. Repairs are a pain because if you got it right the first time and you start working on repairs, you can get really upset because you thought you had it and it's like, where is it? Plus, this comes out yellow when you first spray it, so that's kind of cool. Let's get the red going. Put a little bit more of this up in here. Let's see, this goes here. I'm going to have to come back at that with that white. Yeah, I had the whole tornado, whatever, firenado. I had it all low, too low. Um, so I'm not checking comments. Let me see. Well, that sounds nice, Michael. You're giving it away, huh? Wow. Okay, that sounds very, very, very kind of you. Okay. All right, so what do I got in here? The white. So I want to just kind of go up in here, lighten that. That is going to be there, so I'm just going to go over a little bit more. I'm just going to go over it like that so it's kind of on all of it. Okay, and this kind of just shoots down in here, separating that red. Hopefully we're zoomed in enough. Yeah, I think so. Okay, here we go. We got red. Nope, we still got the yellow. Okay. The yellow does go in here more, and it starts to split. Now you got the white sprayed in before, and I've got little shapes that I can make right here that are in the picture, and even one right there. They're the bursts that are coming out. And what else? Okay. I see the green, so we're going to kill it with the color shift corrector. It can go quick if you're trying to touch things up because you have your colors already. Now put that same color back over and you won't see that greenish shift. It'll be nicer. There we go. It's got the yellow in it. It's got that. Okay, it's time for red. All right, yeah. Let's put a little bit of this on the mountain right here because I have plenty of time now to do my etching and scratching out. I'm just going to put it in where I have some pencil marks there. Not too worried about them because they just come off here real carefully. those things will turn brown. You know, I'm spraying this lightly because that's where some of that etching is going to be. And so think of a sunset. We're just going to get a little heavier here to get that darker sky. It's kind of orangey, so you got to stay on it. Stay on it till it matches the sky a bit. Okay, I can bring the white in and kind of melt them right there. So the sky goes into the sky and into the mountain. There we go. Okay, so it's kind of a blend. It just goes around. Now I need my red. I mixed up a light brown, so I can play around with texture that you can see on the internet, but you can't see in the photographs too well. So I'm going to kind of leave room by going with the lighter brown. Map it out and then bury it under the dark, leaving the texture in the lighter areas of the brown, and tint over it a little bit. Okay. All right, time for red. Get those lids back on the old ones because it's very easy. The airbrush can blow these little cups all over the place. So, and I did spill one today. I was like, man, I had a lot in there, so I didn't lose my color, but it was a mess. A little, icky, sticky stuff, right? Okay, so the next color, because remember, we're spraying from the lightest color to the darkest. Well, right up here on the mountain is, I'm going to say, somewhere around here. It starts to turn and go out right about there. Might want a sharper. That should work. I want to get it right though. Let me just freehand where I think it goes. Okay. Now I can kind of put the shape in there that I see. It goes round. Comes. I hope I'm not blocking. Yeah, I'm blocking. I'm sorry. Okay, let me come around here. It does a kind of a loop that way. Now it starts getting into the redder by just staying on the trigger. So your freehand control is a must. Takes time, but just work on it. Then it goes up here. Let's see, right about there. And then it goes kind of dark there. And then it lightens up. Okay, so that, and then it mists over it right about here. Okay, so that's the beginning of the red hitting the mountain. And we've got this red. Let's see if we can bring it back. Well, it's kind of orange. We'll start on the edge. Okay. It's more orangier, so I probably should have used the orange for that, but I can go back to it. Okay, so over here, we've got, we got to tint that white. So the white still glows, but it is it's there, but it's now like a pinkish. Then you can get behind it and fire in some real good dark red. And instead of doing the brown, because I did the brown and I took it off, it's got red under it, so you have to put the red there. And so there was a little bit of work to get it to change up a little bit. Now let's go over here to the tornado, fire needle. Now it's going to get darker as I spray, and I can kind of get a shield here just to the edge of that a little bit, because it's got some orange in it too. And then it gets darker as it goes up. So it goes up. This I have to do very carefully. Tip dry. Tip dry. Can ruin everything. The brown will go back over here. Okay, so we've got the red here, and we need a little bit more. You can even shoot lower, like here. It won't matter because the brown is really goes on top of it. Trying to find out where I am with these lines that are drawn here. Well, there's a little bit of that red there. I'm farther away, and a little feather stroke here. Okay. It's got all kinds of different values of itself. Right here, it gets evened out to right at the top. Color it in. When you watch, Brian, when you watch the earlier part of the video, you're going to learn about the Drew Blair color system. There's a color wheel, light, medium to dark. And I'm trying to talk people into buying, purchasing, and owning that color theory. If you want to know how I do it, it's because I'm following my teacher, which is Drew Blair, and I am learning as I go. Every day I'm learning a little bit more, and I just think it's the most important thing. So watch the beginning of the video and see if you can pick up, you know, the little thing of what I talked about to do with, yeah, the whole thing of what you just asked. It's the way I get my colors is through the Drew Blair um, color theory course, which you can own at home. Why spray the wrong colors, right? Just doesn't make sense. And you don't have to worry about things going wrong because there's a way to fix them too. There's lots of ways to fix things. Okay, so there's the red for now. I think I'm going to get a little bit more in here with a darker line. This is going out to be repaired. I won't have this probably tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'll be shipping it out. Bought it in 1990, I'm going to say 97 maybe, 90, somewhere in 95 or 7. And there's the original box. It's not metal. It's not any. I guess I shipped it one time. No, I think I brought it to Drew's Glasses. So I had my name on it and stuff. But anyway, this is the second head assembly on here because I did not know. Well, you drop things and what have you, but I thought I had a defective one at one point. But anyway, it's going to go get repaired, and whatever it's going to need, this is what I'm doing. I'm refurbishing what I own, and that's what I can afford. That's the smartest move. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get this right here. A little bit more red right in there. Okay, now it's time, because we're working on the mountain, it's time to, first of all, let me tint, maybe get a little orange out of that red. Yeah, we can, just a little bit, just to get that a little bit closer. It needs the orange color, which I do have. Where else do I see it? I'm gonna put a little bit of reddish tone here, and then it's going to get real dark down here. And I am going to make a color shift happen, because right here, remember, color shift is when it goes blue. White on dark colors go blue. Right here, I want that cloud, that little cloud, to just spray it on there, and the brown will be under it, and it will go blue. Because I'm invoking a color shift. I'm making it happen once I put my colors in there. So right now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get my brown. No, I might as well. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to clean out this airbrush a little bit to make it flow a little better. It's really needing new Teflon O-rings or whatever, you know, whatever they put in it. I'm not sure, but it's going to get where I can really make it behave like new again, even if it needs a new nozzle or a new needle. You can only sharpen your needle so many times with sharpen air, and then you got to get a new needle. I think Drew said it can go about 7 times into the sharpen air. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. A couple nights ago we talked. I got some supplies coming that I bought. And yeah. So, okay, we're going to get, obviously, we're going to make this look a lot better. But we need that brown. And I made the brown, and I'm looking for it. Okay, I made the brown be more like burnt umber. and not sepia or the blackish brown that you see in the photograph. Okay, I'm not spraying that first because you can always get darker over it, right? So let's get some brown in there though. I'll get darker if I have to, but right now we want to just, the original drawing was traced down with this piece of paper. You can see the pencil lines onto that and or cut out. That's where I had made some mistakes. I didn't give myself enough information. Therefore, I had to, I had to do, oh no, wrong one, wrong one. And this one, I don't know, my copy or something was too, let me get this right where it needs to be for now. There's that. There's that. There. Okay. Didn't have enough paper, so we use that. And now we do, and it holds it. How about that? Whoops, too much, what do you call it? It's got, there's my texture, right? I can just do that all the way through. That was just too heavy, too much air, too much volume coming out of the airbrush through the Mac valve. Once I get a little something started here, I can get dark here, air dry it. Remember, it's going to get a lot darker, but I'm just trying this out to, yeah, to be able to work on it more and show now I can take the dark and go crazy with it later. This is not totally a hard edge, so I'm going to go freehand, staying close. Okay, it starts to bring the nighttime in to the picture. Now down here, did I cut that out? I might have cut that out before. I'll freehand it, whatever. These are trees that are, maybe it's a crevice, maybe it's a, one mountain. It's like a, if you were snowing, you wouldn't want to go down there. It goes down to the bottom. It's too liquidy too. But anyway, it goes around and then it'll have a little fog in there. So I'll just, not this color. This is the brown. The fog is going to be in there. It's going to be orangey kind of fog in the crack of the mountain there. Okay, so now we're just going to just kind of, yeah, this is why this gun's got to get, it's just hung up from spraying to everything else. So, having said that, let's see. I'm going to still stick with it for like right in here. Yeah, I probably should get to the real color. Let's see. That's going to be in there, the edge of the mountain. gets right there. Just putting in little marks. And then remember, I said that this paint has to be erased in the early stages. So we lost it with the overspray, but we bring it back. Now we are going to go in with the dowel, if I can. Yeah. Okay. So I want you to see that. So we're going to go, I'm going to try to zoom in. I'm not too good at it. I did it right the first time. There we go. Okay, guys, watch this. So we got the dowel. I'm going to take my biggest photograph. Your reference picture has all your answers in it, by the way. But so I'm going to take that, put this off to the side. Whoops, we want to get that kind of stuff going on. I'm just going to look at it and just put it in as I kind of see it. You can't do this on clayboard. This is wonderful. Look at that. You can just kind of go quick. Can you see that? Okay, down into the red. It goes right to the top of the red and kind of rides around it. And it goes way up into here. And then they get buried under color. You know, you spray the same color over it. What else? Down here, maybe break up the edge a little. Don't want to get too big because I'm looking at a bigger picture, and you can make them tiny. Just go like that. And I have to remember that this is really small. Right here. Not all your marks are going to come out perfect. You've got to work it. But there's no cutting into the paper. You know, that kind of stuff. I got to find out where I am. There's a nice white one right here. And I would say it kind of goes like that. This comes off. Why didn't I use this years ago? Oh my gosh. I see some of the stuff that the other guys are doing, like Paul McDonald and people that have worked on the synthetic paper and are experts at it. And I was like, I just didn't, I don't know. I think because I took the X-acto knife and I pressed too hard and I cut it, and I was like, what is this? What is this doing to me? And it, you know, I didn't have the tools and I didn't understand how to use them. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. So it looks funny right now because we're zoomed in on it and we're trying to find, this is where you could do those spaghetti lines that look like lightning, like that, coming down off of here. Okay. there's little things going on. Let's see if I can get this just right. I'm going to be very careful here, and I probably should have it on a greater angle, but I'm going to try it. Doesn't want to push the... Okay, so that's older paint there. That's interesting. There's little marks coming off here that get knocked back into the picture. Don't ask me what they are, but they're there. Something going on from the storm, from the electricity or whatever. They'll get tinted over. Oh, sorry. I was doing this. I'll show you. Let me just get this. See those lines right here? I thought I had it zoomed out. Sorry, guys. That's horrible when you're good. What is he talking about, you know? It is, if you're talking about the dowel, it's Dowel, I think. It's a dowel, like a piece of wood. The one I'm getting, I think might even be a harder piece of wood, but I'm getting another one that's coming in the mail. And then I sharpened it in the sharpener, and basically it's used to etch in fine detail that, you know, would be too hard to do. And then you have your erasers, like I said, pencil erasers that I'm looking for right now. All right, so, okay, so that's going to be brown, that's going to be brown. Look at that, that's cool. I know it's got to get knocked back into the picture, but you just take it and it goes like kind of here. Just a little touch. The paint is got a window of time that you can do this. And I'm just putting in more texture, you might say. And I need more color down here to get things to happen. I think right, I want to make sure I'm right here. It's going to go right there. So you get that fine line. You got to push it off like that. Okay. Can't do that with an X-acto knife. You'd be cutting it up. It'd be very hard. Just gives you details that you can't get. Here we go again with the zoom. Try it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I don't have the touch. Is there something that somebody could tell me? Because there must be another way to zoom in that I'm not doing right. Anyway, let's get the dark of the mountain in. And we're going to use the other airbrush that can spray with a wider. I'm going to take the same brown and I'm going to just, like I say, let it be an undercolor, waiting. Come on now. Get it on there quicker. This is not the color though. This is not the value. This would be the lighter color, waiting. Just aim down now. The reason why I want to do it this way is I want number one, to be able to do some, dowel work, and also leave this undercolor for just little subtle details that will just show up freehanding the airbrush. But you could feel the nighttime. I mean, look at I leave a highlight there. I'm not going to do that. But you could sculpt this. You could make this look like all kinds of interesting shapes. I'm going to do that in a more, with the darker color though. I can even let some highlights be there. It's pretty dark if you second coat it. Air dry it a little bit. Okay, so I'll do one more little sloppy pass so that we get some interesting, there's a lot of swirls going on in there. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to do them. Most of them will be covered. Because the brown actually looks like it's black. You know, the mountain, it's really a sepia that I'm going to put right into this brown right now. Because it's not the color, it's not the hue. So take this color, which is burnt umber and violet, maybe a drop of white. I lightened it. But now I'm going to take sepia and make this darker. Maybe even a touch of black. We'll see. Okay. Can you pinch it and open your finger slowly? Can you pinch it and open your finger slowly? Pinch. What are you saying there? A golfer's tee is wood also. You say it's a Dow. Is it the same thing as... No. Oh, boy. Nope. It's not a golfer's nothing, right? Okay. So I've got to get rid of some of this. Just take another cup. I've got too much brown. And now I'm going to put the sepia in a lesser amount of the brown. Oh, man, that's thick. Along with a little black. Just a little bit. Because it's going to get pretty dark. I put a lot of black in there, actually. We'll see. Okay. Little 40-21. Help it flow. And there I go, putting it on top of a Q-tip, and everything goes flying. Okay, so we want to take the other airbrush now, which is the... And just letting that come out of the gun. Yeah, it's much lighter. Here we go now. This is darker. It's where the rubber meets the road. Okay. Yeah, my micron's going bye-bye. Not for sale. It's going to get, tuned up, you might say. What? I don't like that. This mountain is right there. Right there. Now that nighttime look will really start to take over. Okay, so put a little bit of this over here. So you're putting this on top of the red is where it comes out better. If you just do the dark, I did it before and it was like, nah, that's not looking good. Got a little dirty on the outside of that. Another dark spot right. Kind of whispers along here a little bit. And then it goes into here. Oops, sorry. I'll have to work my way over to those shapes. I don't want to lose them. Okay, so we've got that going on. Okay. Hey, Bobby. How you doing? Welcome on board here. Got it. Okay. There'll be a paint sprayed in here too. So it won't be just a harsh, thing. There'll be more yellow over there. Yep, this is getting dirty. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's do this. Sometimes when you're doing a background like that, it really gets lost on a small painting especially. So what I'm going to do is just this back up and get some white tape. So I have my white tape just to pin this down. There goes the painting. I don't like all kinds of like blue tape and all that. I'm just using the white tape so it doesn't compete with the colors. The painting will go right where the white is. Whoops, there we go. Okay. Let's get that painting back on the ground. Now see, if that was clapboard, it could have gotten chunked out of it, like pieces missing, because it's a piece of masonite. So now I am going to sharpen, where is it? I'm just going to take the sharpener and I'm going to put the dowel in there and give it a turn. Get a nice point on there. And now I'm going to look for what I started here. Got to go real skinny. That's, oh man, it comes off so easy. Less pressure, huh? It's even skinnier than that. That'll get all tinted. Oh man, why wasn't I getting this stuff before? This is crazy that I suffered through so much ridiculousness. meaning try to do that with an X-acto knife. It's really hard. This just goes where you want it. Totally. So now, right next to that, I might not have them lined up exactly where, you know, when you get the kits and stuff, you can learn how to do all that. Put it where you want it. This is good though. I gotta fix that into the yellow colors. That's not the color. Somewhere around here, it comes down. This is not lined up. The photograph is bigger than the paper, so let's get that lined up. Okay, so it's going to be right here. Can use an eraser for that actually too. Dowel is kind of not needed there. It is needed here. Little by little, little by little. I mean, really. Let's see how the soft eraser goes over in here. Probably won't work too good. Yeah, it's the window of time where that'll come off so easy it'll burnish it. So I'll just not do that. Okay. I see a pencil line there, but that can be remedied with the others. So we've got, okay, we got some stuff happening here, but we've got things to do still to make it, you know, make it happen. Okay, so this goes a little bit orange. It's got paintbrush maybe. Oops, sorry. Well, I don't know what these are, but they're there. Rocks. Cool looking. The other side doesn't have that. That's the orange that gets sprayed in there. So let's get this gun cleaned out. Let's get the, yeah, this one here. So I'm going to spray that with some orange because there's like a smoke-filled canyon down there. But I'm cleaning out because I was using, well, remember, I have an airbrush problem with the Micron. It works, but that's why it's going out, you know. It's going out to have all the things replaced that need to be replaced and come back to me working like a champ. Thank you, JC. Much appreciated. All right, what color did I say I was going to? I gotta make sure the gun is really clean because now we're going to from blackish brown to either a yellow or an orange, any of those lighter colors. Yep, the gun still holds a lot of color. You think it's empty and it's not. That little bit of gray, dirty water that can really, really mess up your color. So I am just spraying it through. Wow. Knock one bottle over and it's like a chain reaction, a domino theory. They all start going. So the actual dowel that I'm using on the synthetic paper is really amazing. That's how you can get those shapes. You can come in with the airbrush and some of them are red lava. And if you tint it, I'll try it right now actually, as soon as I get this color out of there. All right, so what do I want? I want the orangey color, number 3. Do I want? Let me see. No, I need the more yellow color, the sky color. And then I could always, if you go from light, like a yellowy color to a orangey color, you can get all kinds of things going on. Okay. That's another thing. Black will really dirty up your yellow. Spraying a little overspray there, but that's all right. Now, I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit, and I'm going to get a little more shapes going on in there. So that is the orange, actually. Okay, so having said that, I take that back. Let me just put a little color here. Now that actually is a little fine shape that comes out of there. We want more color on there. We want to knock those little sparkly guys back into the picture so that they go where they belong. And what else? Tint them a little bit. Don't know what they are, but they're there. All right. A little yellow there, a yellow there. Okay, now I'm going to get into, let's get this repair color in here. Might have to get the white out again there. That's going kind of green on me, but that's overspray too from, yeah, it's going green. Yellow will do that really quickly. So orange kills it. And that's my next color choice, I think. Do I have orange? Just getting rid of the other color. Okay. Come on, again, one little drop, it holds forever, you know? It's like, wow. Stir it around a little, it's been sitting. That's in a color solo cup. Now, if you look here at the little bit of distortion, visual noise, whatever you want to call it, that's got to go in there. And it has to be the orangier color. Hopefully, it will be orange enough. It might not be, though. Yeah, it is. It's working. I just got to go easy up in here. Yeah, that's going to need more orange in it, too. Where else? Here. A little more orangey on the mountain. It goes up into the sky. Okay. A little dirty in here. Got to clean that up. As soon as it hit the brown, it really went green. So I have to repair those. Just spray transparent on, well, this is opaque, but the opening there, kind of in between the mountain area there. Whoops, lots of light hitting that. Okay. Ah, I looked at the picture, I stayed on 1 second too long, and I got it. It's the same color, but I got to air dry that now and melt that in. That's good. Sorry if you can't see, it's too hard for me to kind of do sideways like this. Gotta clean that up because that's cut off, but that's all right. It's just shapes that can be fixed. Here's some shapes right here. A lot goes on. A lot goes on. Okay, let's see. I'm going to come in this way, guys. That one goes kind of like, it attaches to that. It's a lot of spinning around. That gets covered with brown, more so. But there is an outline of red, just a fuzzy one right here. A little too fat, but the brown comes down more, so that will work out. Okay, step back and look at it. Yeah, this one's red, so just spray right over it. You can spray the dark in and around it and knock the brightness back because it's on pure white. I'm just stepping back and looking at it. Okay. And the good thing too is to come back at it later with fresh eyes. You'll see the most littlest things that add up to big things, which would be, really beneficial as you go and look at it. So here's the real picture. Colors are looking pretty good. Whoops, reflection. Here's the mountain, ready, here we go. Whoops, we get up by the mountain. Whoop, wait a minute. It's the same size picture. I got a little bit of too bright of a yellow there. That's okay. The brown needs a little more of those shapes. Looks like the ocean waves upside down. That's easy because there's room for it. And let's look at the top. Over there. Got a lot of detailing to do. And that'll be the final tweaking that I would want to do, relaxing, maybe even flat. I'm not sure. I see it. Is this red? Yeah. I see this going red, redder right here, right on the edge. There we go. And a little bit of noise in there. Sometimes it's just a little bit in there. There. It's just the red, but it's going to make up some of those shapes that are just cool looking shapes, but didn't have to get the orange out to do it. White can come back in there and do some swirling around and all kinds of cool things. Twister, sort of. Okay. Yeah, that yellow has to be bigger, but that looks a little better, but it's looking dark through the monitor. So, a little more red on that. There we go. It kind of bends this way. Got to adjust that. Where else is going to be some little guys, sparkly guys. You can make up some of your own too, you know, it's just, it's your painting. This is all that spaghetti, what did I call it? Stringy, like Italian dish when the cheese gets all, it wants to go this way. Okay. And then there's going to be broken up pieces that kind of come down this way and then go, and I can go back around it with the black, the dark color, and get these shapes to look like something as they should. I'll airbrush over that with the white. The white kind of. That's a little too fat, but that's that can get taken back, and right here, this turns back to white, right in that section. And then there's a lot of these little speckles. Okay, that's all in the raw when you're, trying to get it to come out and happen. But let's see what we got here. We got a sore back and a very sore neck. Yeah. All right. And then up here, it kind of goes into a brown over here. But I'll just do the red for now. Like it's looping out or something. And then it just kind of fogs a little bit. Yeah, that'll do it. And it fogs here a little. There we go. Not much paint left in the gun. And I will finish with brown. I guess the brown. I could see the pink on there. That looks good. Then I'll get the airbrush and I'll soften the edges there. Come back in here with a lot of details, a lot of oranges and whoops, it went up a little high, but that's all right. Brown will come back in there. So to just show a little bit of how I'm going to treat the details going in around those marks is take the brown and get the red out. Cannot believe how much the airbrush can hold. You think it's empty and it's pouring out paint galore. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shield, the freehand shield, and I'm going to come in holding it this way. Let's see, Just kill some of the size of that. Becomes skinnier. It's not exactly, you can make paper shields, you can do all kinds of stuff. This is too fat, so we're going to go like that actually. That's skinnier now. Knock that red back into its place, maybe with the brown. Let's try it. Yep, that should do it. Just a little bit. Puts it back where it belongs. I know there's a nice dark one right here. Trying to find out where this lives. I think it's right here. Okay. There's some white overspray on there. Not much texture going on in there. It didn't really. That's okay. All right. So it's going to take time for me to, let's do these guys here, to tweak it. Okay, that's coming out good, I think. That's there. Okay. I'm just kind of scrutinizing it, looking at it a little more. So I need to be pushing this. Where is that? doing it again, just making these marks. And then they get knocked back into an orange, tint. So there's the painting. There's a reference picture. We're getting there. I'm not going to make another video, because it's just little things that have to be done. So I will show it, Then back into the picture. Got to show some more yellows and whoa, almost dropped my microphone. Yeah, I got to show a lot more yellows and stuff in there. I see a nice little highlight coming up in here. Might not be too late. That looks good. It's just that it's not connected, so I have to spray that back down. Okay, that's all right. Here, this has a highlight going up it. So nice to use the dowel. That's another reason why you want to use the Blair paper, right? Because, man, it's, what can I say? I'm really using it the way it should be used right now, and it's wonderful. Tombow works on it. That's this picture right there. That's just getting... Okay, so we are there, 2 hours, and I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the comments towards the end here. Sorry, it's line drawing, huh? I was working on my mom, trying to get a black and white going. Again, if this was not clayboard, I could do a whole nother thing, but this is where I'm at right now. There's a little damage in here by above the lips because my hand hit it. It's India ink. Got to take the shine out of there, but it was from a very old photograph, and yeah. So you can see a little damage there. I got to still work on it. Got to do the eyebrows and tweak that too. So that I wish that was on Drew's paper, but it's not. So I want to get into monochromatic painting. So guys, it's been fun. I've had quite a few people on here for a while. Now we got 8. Now we got 6. Okay, so thanks for hanging out. I'll pick a new project for next week. It's going to be somewhere. It might not be this one. I took this. My wife and I took this picture of the flame. Done it on Facebook a long time ago, but I've got another flame that's even more cool looking. It's a round matchstick, and it just is a nicer picture. So I have it over at Walgreens waiting, and so I'll probably do this larger, maybe on clayboard. We got to see. But I got an order coming from Drew, and that should be here with my 5x7s and my whatchamacallits. I got a stencil, really cool stencil for texturing, all kinds of good things. So look for possibly the flames. Trying to do Tuesdays. It's not going to always be every Tuesday, but I'm going to try to keep it going for a while on Tuesdays. I want to do some uploads too. I've had a problem on the Mustang, the yellow one. Those two cars, I'm working so small when my vision was bad, I really got in trouble. Not looking for excuses, but that's what's going on with those right now. The yellow Mustang has more problems than I can stand. But again, the Drew Blair color theory, color wheels you get in his kit, and there's a lot of knowledge in these, you know, these different values of the color. I mean, you can see a little bit of the colors there, but that's what it's going to take. But how do you make those colors? That's what you'll learn, you know, from the course. Okay, so if anybody's interested, it's Blair School of Realism, and go to the classroom in a box, or if you want to go down there, you've got real classes you can go to, or if you want virtual, I think he has virtual classes, and so on and so forth. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, and see you guys most likely next Tuesday. So if all goes well, I'll advertise it, and it'll probably be the match painting, a flame, a big flame. And yeah, so be well. God bless you guys. Take care. And I'll see you next week if all goes well. Good night.